Welcome to another Digital PD hosted by me, Kathy Denny. Thank you so much for signing up for this PD. Obviously, by signing up, that means you want to be a goal digger, or you just need a couple of PD hours and this looked easy. Let's be real here. Well, whatever the reason you signed up, I'm so glad you did. First of all, I want to state a little disclaimer here. This PD is based on Chapter 2 of the Taking Action book, which discusses the effective teaching practice of establishing mathematics goals to focus learning. However, our discussions will deviate just a bit from the book because I want us to talk about the practical application of effective goals and how they impact learning. And on that note, let's talk about goals. You know, goals, those things that we write on the board that make us look good when our administrator walks in to evaluate us. Goals are a no-brainer, right? Our textbooks already have the goals for every lesson. And we post the goals every single day for our students and our administrators to see. But sometimes goals are an afterthought. I mean, we already know what we're going to teach, we know how we're going to teach it, and we know what we want our students to do. I get it. But how effective are the goals we're using? Do they support us in teaching the fullness of our standards? Because effective goals are an instructional best practice. Well, NCTM identified 8 effective teaching practices that have been shown to increase student learning and, get this, student retention of the math. And students whose teachers consistently implemented these 8 effective practices showed mathematics learning gains. And the first effective practice is to establish mathematics goals to focus learning. The effectiveness of the other practices rests upon this one practice, because once the goal fleshes out the learning that's to take place, the other effective practices support the work of the goal. The other effective practices are to implement tasks that promote reasoning and problem solving, build procedural fluency from conceptual understanding, use and connect mathematical representations, facilitate meaningful mathematical discourse, pose purposeful questions, support productive struggle in learning mathematics, and elicit and use evidence of student thinking. We'll take a look at each of these practices in future PDs, but our focus for this PD is to talk about writing goals that are effective. So just why is establishing goals such a big, hairy deal? Because goals are the backbone of the lessons we teach. And because of that, goals have a major impact on student learning. So what makes a good goal? Well, we know goals are to clearly identify the learning outcomes of the lesson. And we use goals to guide instruction and for progress monitoring. So is that it? Is that all there is to goals? And even though these are important aspects of our goals, they don't completely answer the question of what makes a good goal. So let's dig a little deeper. Our learning goals in this PD are first of all to understand how different types of goals impact student learning. We also want to talk about how to write effective mathematics goals. There we go. And how to implement effective learning goals. In this PD, you'll engage in activities that explore these ideas and support the practical implementation of effective goals. Up next, I want you to share with me what you think makes a good goal.